taking the time to define what you want your life to look like and how you want to feel on a daily basis, and then making sure that you're using your free time to shift into a life where you feel this way all the time. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Dominique Davis, also known as Brown and Bendy, and here on this channel we practice flexibility of the mind, the body, and the spirit. Today's video is going to be all about intentional living. I realized that a lot of times in my daily experience that I find myself allowing my anxious anxiety monkey mind to take me out of the present moment. And I realized that I never like feeling like my time was stolen from me. I don't like saying I'm going to do something and then before I know it, the activity's over, the event's over. I don't like sitting down to eat and before I know it, my food's gone. I do not like time, or I do not like experiences that I feel pass by before you know it. And if you have an experience that passes by before you know it, that means that you weren't present during the experience. I decided that in 2021, I want to be as present as possible for the entire experience of this year because life is a gift. So when it comes to living intentionally, I take it very seriously, but I am also not perfect at it. It's very new to me and I want to bring it to you guys so that we can go on this journey together. So let's get started. I'm going to give you a couple of ways that I act intentionally. And if you like any of these, make sure that you let me know down in the comments and I will make more content like this. Another thing that I would like to say in regards to the law of attraction, because this channel was built on the law of attraction. So something that I would like to also say about living intentionally is that a lot of us have this idea that we have to be at a certain place in life in order to relax, in order to take time to smell the roses. And at some point, you have to tell yourself that that's never going to happen. You're never going to be at a place where you feel like you can take time to smell the roses. You need to give yourself permission to smell those roses. And then you will be in a place where you can take time to smell the roses. But nothing in life is going to happen to make you feel like you've worked to get there. You have to decide on your own that you are there. So living intentionally is kind of a way to act as if your manifestation has already manifested because you're living in the way that you deem you would live if you had everything that you wanted. So just a side note there. So the first thing I would like to discuss when it comes to living intentionally is intentional eating. Now, I love sweets. I love cookies, cakes, candies. I love all of it. But as I stated a little while ago, I'm not really a big fan of eating something and then before I realize it, I look down and my food's gone. I'm just like, where'd my food go? That's not a good feeling and it's something that we do to ourselves. So before I eat something, I try to ask myself 3 questions. And then as I'm eating, I revisit these 3 questions. So the first question is, why do I want to eat this? The second question is, does this feel good? Does this food feel good entering my body? And do I feel okay, happy with myself eating it? And the last question would be, how am I going to feel after I eat this food? Now, of course, we're not fortune tellers. We can't predict how we are going to feel after we eat the food. But if we're eating something that we know we're allergic to, or if we're eating something that we said, okay, I'm not going to eat this week, I'm going to fast from it, then chances are we know that when we're done eating the food, we're going to feel a little bit of guilt. So that's what that question is grounded in. Food is wonderful. Food is amazing. All of it, okay? I only eat fish. I consider myself to be a dairy-free pescatarian, so I only eat fish and no dairy, so pretty much plant-based aside from fish. And that makes me feel really good. I am excited about every meal that I eat, and I'm excited about every meal that I cook. And this was not always how I approached food. So if you're looking for a more intentional way to interact with food, then I would definitely look at these 3 questions when about to have a meal or when deciding what to eat. Now, I do have an exercise if you would like to practice eating intentionally. You don't have to do it. You don't have to do any of the exercises I provide in this video, but if anything I say turns you on and you want to try it for yourself, here's a little treat. So the exercise is challenging yourself to eat a meal with no distractions. So that means no phone, no television, no music, no podcast, nothing, just you and your plate. This gives you an opportunity to connect to your food through your senses, to really taste your food, to taste the texture, to taste the combination of ingredients, and to practice staying present in that moment, to practice staying aware, and to practice staying intentional about the meal that you've either just cooked or picked up for yourself. The second way to live intentionally that I'd like to discuss is the act of intentionally spending your money. If you have trouble with money manifestation, and I'm not talking about manifesting money here and there, but I'm talking about financial prosperity, financial independence, constant incoming flow of money. If you have trouble with that, then it's very, very likely that you are not intentional with your spending. Just like with eating, we can often shop emotionally. And when we do that, we tie all of these subconscious things to money without even knowing it. So by becoming intentional in the way that we spend, we are becoming the version of ourselves that respects money and spends money in a way that serves us, not in a way that feels good for 5 minutes. And then the next day we're like, I should not have spent that. So let's talk about intentionally spending. When you're looking to buy something, you have to ask yourself some questions while you're shopping. The number one question is, do I need this? And I know a lot of us will say, well, I just want it. And I don't need it, but I want it. But have you ever wanted something so bad that you're just like, I need it? So if you feel that way, continue to ask yourself questions, because no, you might not need this thing to allow your heart to continue beating, but this very thing may bring you a little bit more joy. And if it does bring you more joy, then buy it for yourself. But if the answer to why am I buying this is along the lines of, well, I haven't spent money in a long time, I deserve it, or this person has it and I want to try it, or different things that have nothing to do with your internal sense of self, baby, you don't need it. You don't need it. I love, love, love home decor. I didn't know I did, but over 2020, with all this time at home, I've realized that I really, really, really dig home decor. I'm all about it. I'm all about it. And that being said, home decor brings me joy. So 2020 was about understanding that I like to spend money on things for my house. This allowed me to go into certain spaces with the intention to shop, or if I was online looking at things, and it allowed me to evolve mentally. All of a sudden, when something would pop up, like, do you want to buy this? Do you want to buy these clothes? Do you want to buy this food? Do you want to buy XYZ? I had something to compare it to. Like, are these clothes and is this food going to bring me as much joy as another pillow for my couch? Is it? Probably not. Not for me. So buying things that only make you feel a specific amount of joy and nothing less is magic, because then everything you own brings you that specific amount of joy, and everything you own becomes a vibrational experience. And that is just magic. That is just wonderful. So, of course, for you, it does not have to be home decor. And when it comes to intentionally buying, we also start to get into the world of minimalism, which is a whole world. I'm not a minimalist, but I am beginning to practice minimalism. So I'm getting rid of a lot of things in my home that I do not use, that I do not want, because I do like space in my home. And I'm also making sure that everything I own is intentional, okay? And if it's not, it goes into the donation bin. Minimalism, I think, is so, so, so healthy because it allows you to constantly check in with your space and your home and what you buy for your space and your home, and making sure that you're not bringing anything into your home that you bought because of your shadow, because of your anxiety, your depression, your dark side, because that thing will be subconsciously tied to that darker part of you that you're trying to work through. So, if you're trying to work through it. So, that being said, intentionally buying can transform your entire life experience. And that goes for buying anything: food, clothes, home decor. Apparently, that's all that exists to me. Or buying things that you love, it goes for everything. And the exercise that I would like to present to you for this portion of the video is clean out your closet. Go through all of your clothes and see what you have not worn in a while. And if you have clothing that you have not worn in a while, give that stuff away. But also, if you have clothing that you're saving for a rainy day, put it in the front of your closet and wear it, because every day is an opportunity to stunt because COVID. So go through your closet, go through your clothes, see what you've been saving for a rainy day, see what you haven't touched in years, and create space. And also maybe create space for something new. Maybe you realize that you don't have as many basics as you need. Maybe you realize that you don't have any pairs of pants that fit you exactly the way that you like, because that is intentionally buying. Getting rid of all the pants that fit you okay and don't make you feel great, and intentionally spending a certain amount of money on a pair of pants that you feel like you could take over the world in. Lastly, I would like to discuss intentionally spending your time. A lot of times we can become so caught up in our daily routines and our daily exercises. I just had a baby, so now I have 2 kids. So some days it feels like the sun comes up and I'm running and running and running, and then, oh gosh, the sun is already going down. It's so important to make sure that when you do have free time, when you have time for you, that you are spending that time in a way that serves you. Now, I understand that we all get tired. A lot of us work 12-hour jobs. A lot of us have more than 2 kids. A lot of us can be very tired at the end of the day and say, well, I want to use my free time to relax. And relaxing can be intentional. Definitely relax. But if every day you're relaxing, know that, and then make it intentional. Like, don't hide from yourself. Know that I have a physically demanding life, so I choose to spend my free time relaxing. And that might not vibe. If you say that to yourself, that might not vibe, or maybe it will. But if it doesn't vibe, then you can start to say, okay, well, how do I want to spend my free time? Because I don't want to spend every day relaxing. And that's when you can start to live intentionally in the time that you have for yourself. That's when we can start bringing things in like meditation, reading books, watching content that lifts you up. Spending your time intentionally is what allows you to make progress in your life. Progress isn't made by working hard and by physically making things happen, in my opinion. Progress is made by mental growth and mental expansion, because that way you can perceive how to make choices that will allow you to expand in your life. So, all this to say, the way to expand mentally is by learning. And the only way to learn is to make time to learn, to figure out what you want to learn. Taking the time to define what you want your life to look like and how you want to feel on a daily basis, and then making sure that you're using your free time to shift into a life where you feel this way all the time. You know, some of us only have 30 minutes to ourselves a day. And if we have more, let's practice gratitude for it, okay? I have so much gratitude for my free time right now. I have so much gratitude for my mother-in-laws right now, or my mother-in-law and my mom. That's what I mean. Because kids will take up all your time. They're gifts from God, but they will take up all your time. So I try to make sure that I really spend every free moment that I have intentionally because it's so valuable. Our time is our wealth, okay? Money is just money, and I know that can sound crazy to say, but money is just money. But our real wealth is our time and our health. Our time and our health is really what is valuable. So making sure that we are spending our time intentionally can change your reality immediately because you are taking hold of your reality as time goes on. Okay, so that's it for today's video. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up so other people on the channel know that it is valuable. Also, if you would like me to expand on anything that I talked about in today's video, let me know down below in the comments and I will be happy to talk about in the future. Last but not least, please make sure that you're subscribed and that you click that notification bell so that you can be alerted when I make new videos. I love you so much and I'll talk to you next time. Bye.